Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, let me tell you something that could change your life today. Inside you right now, this very moment, there is a power far greater than any difficulty you've faced. A power stronger than the fear that grips your heart, bigger than the failures that haunt your memory, and more lasting than any setback that tries to hold you down. You were not born to be defeated, discouraged, or diminished. You were born to rise, to stand tall, and to move forward with the full force of God-given power flowing through your being. But here's the tragedy: most people never use it. They live as if they're powerless, when in truth they are filled with potential. That's why I'm here to remind you today. You have the power, now use it. You don't need to search the world to find strength. It's already within you. All you need to do is believe it, unlock it, and begin walking in it, because when you do, your life will begin to shift in ways you never thought possible. You were not made to live small, worried, and afraid. You were made to walk in confidence, in joy, and in divine strength. There is a power inside of you, a power that comes straight from God, planted deep within your heart and soul. It's the kind of power that lifts you when you feel broken, that steadies you when life gets hard, that whispers keep going when everything around you says quit. Most people never realize the magnitude of this inner force. They live defeated not because they are weak, but because they forget who they are and whose power flows through them. I want to tell you today, what you need you already have. You have the power. It's in your thoughts, your beliefs, your faith, and your will to keep standing. God never created a single person without giving them the ability to rise above challenges. That includes you. The same God who created mountains, oceans, and stars created you, and He didn't make a mistake. He placed in you gifts, strength, resilience, and vision. But that power doesn't work automatically. You must activate it. You must believe in it. Power without belief is like a light switch that's never turned on. It's there, but the room remains dark. Your thoughts are the switch. Your faith is the wiring. Your actions are the current. The moment you say, "I believe I can," you invite the power to rise. The moment you pray, "God, I trust you," you unleash a force greater than fear. And when you act, when you step forward in spite of your doubts, that's when your power starts to move mountains. The real enemy isn't outside of you. It's not people, problems, or circumstances. The real enemy is the quiet voice of fear, doubt, and negativity that whispers, "You can't." But God says you can. God says you are more than a conqueror. He says He is with you, and if He is with you, who can be against you? Stop believing the lie that you are powerless. You are not a victim of life. You are a victor in Christ. That doesn't mean life won't have storms. It means you have the power to face them. You may bend, but you will not break. You may fall, but you will not stay down. Why? Because the power within you is greater than the force against you. But power grows when it's used. You don't need to wait until you feel ready. Start where you are with what you have. Speak life. Think victory. Walk forward with faith, even if your steps are trembling. With every small act of courage, your power strengthens. With every positive thought, your spirit lifts. With every prayer, you're drawing power from the source that never runs dry. The key is persistence. Don't quit when it gets tough. Don't fold when it feels heavy. Stand up. Push through. Keep going. There is no failure for the one who keeps trying. Your strength is not in perfection. It's in perseverance. The power you hold becomes unstoppable when joined with unwavering faith. Each morning declare that power. Say, "Today I walk in strength. Today I rise in faith. Today I will not be defeated." Speak it out loud. Feel it in your heart. Live it through your choices, because when you do, life begins to change. Obstacles become stepping stones. Struggles turn into testimonies. You stop surviving and start thriving. Your power was never meant to stay hidden. It was meant to shine, to bless, to build, to inspire. So don't let fear rob you. Don't let the past limit you. Don't let excuses delay you. You have the power. You've had it all along. Now is the time. Now is the moment. Use it. Step into your God-given strength and live the life you were created for, with courage, with joy, and with the power that nothing and no one can take from you. You were not created weak, my friend. You were made wonderfully with purpose, with strength, and with divine intention. There is nothing ordinary about you. From the very beginning, God placed within you a seed of power that the world cannot give and the world cannot take away. This power is not your own doing. It is the strength of God working in you, through you, and around you. Every cell in your body, every breath in your lungs, every beat of your heart is filled with that sacred force that comes from the Almighty. When God made you, He didn't say, "Let this one be average." No, He said, "Let this one carry my strength. Let this one walk in my courage. Let this one be resilient through every storm." You are not here to stumble through life. You are here to overcome, to rise, and to shine the light of God's power in a world that desperately needs it. But here's the truth. God's power in you must be awakened by faith. It doesn't operate automatically. Faith is the key that unlocks the strength already placed inside you. When you begin to believe, really believe, that you are connected to a higher power, something begins to change. The way you walk changes. The way you speak changes. The way you handle problems begins to shift. You stop saying, "I can't," and you start saying, "With God, I can." You stop running from difficulties, and you start standing firm, knowing that you are never alone. Philippians 4:13 says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." That is not just a verse, it is a promise. It's a reminder that no matter what stands in your way, you are not standing there by yourself. The strength of Christ is in you. The same power that calmed the seas, that healed the sick, that moved mountains, is available to you. And when you believe that, not with your head but with your heart, the impossible begins to look possible. You begin to understand that the strength you need doesn't come from your own ability. It comes from trusting in the one who made you able. You may look at your life and see limitations, but God looks at your life and sees potential. He sees what you can become when you stop relying only on yourself and start drawing from His endless power. You may feel tired, discouraged, or worn down by life, but remember, God's power is not diminished by your weakness. In fact, the Bible tells us that His strength is made perfect in our weakness. So when you feel like you can't go on, that's when His power begins to rise in you, lifting you, carrying you, renewing you. When you feel afraid, whisper, "God is with me." When you feel weak, say, "Christ strengthens me." When you feel like giving up, shout, "I can do all things." These are not just words. They are declarations of the truth that lives within you. They are the fuel that ignites your spirit and brings God's strength to life in your day-to-day battles. So don't let the voices of fear, failure, or doubt tell you who you are. Let God remind you, you are chosen. You are strong, you are resilient, and you are filled with a power that can never be measured or matched. Walk boldly, live courageously, and keep declaring every day, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Because with God in you, there is no limit to what you can overcome. The real struggle you face is not what's happening around you. It's what's happening within you. It's not the situation that breaks a person. It's the response to the situation. The true battle is not with people, not with problems, not even with the circumstances that feel so overwhelming. The true enemy lives in the mind, in the form of fear, doubt, worry, and negative thinking. These are the silent thieves that rob you of joy, peace, confidence, and ultimately, the life God intended for you. Fear tells you that you're not good enough. Doubt whispers that you'll never make it. Negative thoughts convince you that your past defines your future. But I want to tell you something powerful today. None of those things are true unless you choose to believe them. You see, Proverbs 23:7 says, As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. That means the thoughts you allow to dwell in your mind will shape the life you live. If you think you're weak, you'll act weak. If you think you're unworthy, you'll settle for less. But if you begin to think powerful, faith-filled thoughts, something remarkable begins to happen. Your spirit awakens, your energy changes, your decisions reflect strength instead of fear. You begin to carry yourself like someone who knows they're walking with God, because you are. The greatest power you will ever possess is the ability to choose your thoughts. That's where your power lies. Every thought is a seed. If you plant seeds of fear, you'll grow a harvest of anxiety. If you plant seeds of hope and truth, you'll grow peace, purpose, and joy. You have the ability right now to replace every thought that drags you down with one that lifts you up. It's not always easy, but it's possible, and it's the key to living a life of power. When fear says, what if you fail, you answer, but what if I fly? When doubt says, you can't handle this, you say, with God all things are possible. That kind of thinking doesn't come from the world. That comes from faith. That's the kind of thinking that defeats giants, walks through fire, and speaks peace in the middle of storms. You don't have to be a prisoner of your own mind. You don't have to listen to every negative thought that shows up. You can take control. You can take that thought captive and say, no more. I choose faith. I choose strength. I choose truth. That's the power of a renewed mind. That's how transformation begins. Not from changing everything around you, but by changing what's going on inside of you. And the beautiful truth is, God stands ready to help you every step of the way. You're not in this battle alone. His Spirit is your guide, His Word is your weapon, and His love is your foundation. So the next time you feel afraid, remind yourself, fear is just a feeling. It's not your master. The next time you doubt yourself, say, I am who God says I am. And when negative thoughts try to control your day, speak truth to them with power and conviction. Say, I refuse to let these thoughts run my life. I was made for more. I have a sound mind, a strong heart, and a spirit of power. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are not finished. You are in the process of becoming everything God created you to be. And that process begins in your thoughts. So guard them, guide them, Speak life into them. Because your thoughts shape your beliefs, and your beliefs shape your destiny, the power is in you. Use it not just in your hands or your voice, but in the quiet place of your mind, where battles are won, where dreams are born, and where the enemy is silenced forever. The power within you was never meant to stay dormant. It is not something you need to search for in the outside world. It's already there, waiting to be awakened through your belief and your action. Power is not a feeling. Power is not about waiting until you feel ready or strong or confident. Real power begins the moment you choose to believe. That choice, made again and again, becomes a habit. That habit becomes a force. And that force begins to shape your life in ways you never imagined. Belief is the spark. It is the ignition that sets your inner fire ablaze. When you believe in your God-given strength, when you believe that your life has divine purpose, you begin to tap into something far greater than yourself. Belief alone, though, is not enough. It must be followed by action, courageous, consistent action. You cannot just sit and wait for things to happen. You must move forward even when the path is uncertain. You must step out in faith even when your legs feel weak. Because every act of courage, every small step forward, every effort you make despite the fear, builds your power. It strengthens your resolve. It fuels your momentum. And the beautiful truth is that every time you act in faith, the fear shrinks and the power grows. When you act on your belief, you send a message to your mind and your spirit that you are no longer controlled by doubt. You are led by faith, and faith is the soil where power thrives. This process doesn't happen by accident. It requires daily effort. That's why tools like prayer, affirmations, and visualization are so powerful. Prayer connects you to the source. It reminds you that you are not walking alone, that divine strength is walking with you. Affirmations reprogram your mind. They speak directly to your thoughts and shift your mental patterns. When you say, "I am strong, I am capable, I am guided by God," you're not just saying words, you're building a new belief system, and what you believe is what you become. Visualization helps you see the life you want to live before it ever becomes real. When you visualize yourself overcoming challenges, walking in confidence, achieving your purpose, you are telling your mind what to expect, and your actions begin to follow that vision. All these tools work together to activate the power that lives in you. But they only work when you commit to using them consistently. One prayer is good, but daily prayer builds faith. One affirmation can lift your spirit, but repeated affirmations rewire your brain. One bold step is powerful, but a life of bold steps creates unstoppable momentum. You must keep showing up for your power. You must keep choosing to believe. You must keep taking action even when nothing seems to be changing, because change is always happening under the surface. Faith and action are like a seed and water. Faith plants the seed, and action waters it. With time and persistence, the harvest comes. You have the ability to transform your life from the inside out. You don't need more resources. You need more belief in the resources already inside you. You don't need to wait for the right opportunity. You need to act on the one in front of you. The power is already present. You were born with it, and now it's time to use it. So believe like it's already yours. Act like it cannot fail. Speak like it's on the way. And trust that every faithful step forward is unlocking more of the strength, courage, and purpose that God planted within you from the very beginning. Every obstacle you face is not the end of the road. It is the beginning of something greater. It may not feel like it at first. You may feel like giving up, like the weight is too much, like the mountain is too high. But let me tell you something deep and eternal. The very challenge in front of you is not there to destroy you. It's there to develop you. It's not your punishment. It's your preparation. Every difficulty you go through is shaping you, refining you, and building your inner power. You see, power is not something you discover in comfort. Power is forged in the fire of adversity. It grows when you face things you thought you couldn't handle, and you handle them anyway. You learn just how strong you really are, not by walking around the storm, but by walking straight through it, step by step, with your head held high and your heart anchored in faith. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you know. But how will you ever find that out if life never stretches you, never tests you, never calls you to dig deeper? You don't discover the power of your wings until the wind is fierce. You don't find the strength in your soul until life pushes you past your limits. What looks like a setback might just be a setup for something far greater. What looks like defeat might be the doorway to a breakthrough. But you'll never know that unless you choose to face the challenge with the right mind, set, not asking, why is this happening to me, but asking instead, what is this here to teach me? Every problem is a platform for power. Every trial is a training ground for triumph. Think about the people you admire, the ones who inspire you most. Are they people who never had trouble, who lived easy, perfect lives? No. They're people who struggled, who fought battles, who faced pain, and who chose to keep moving forward. That's what made them powerful. That's what made them resilient. They didn't become powerful by avoiding the storm. They became powerful by surviving it, by learning in it, by growing through it. And so can you. You don't need to fear the obstacles in front of you. You need to face them with faith, because every time you rise up in the face of resistance, your spiritual muscles grow. Every time you choose faith over fear, confidence over doubt, action over hesitation, you are using your power. And just like muscles in the body, your power grows stronger the more you use it. The more you walk through difficult situations with your faith intact, the more unshakable you become. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to trust God more, and you realize that nothing can stop a person who refuses to quit. There's purpose in your pain. There's power in your process. There's meaning in your mountain. Don't run from it. Climb it. Don't hide from the storm. Walk through it. Let your tears water your growth. Let your struggles strengthen your soul, and let every obstacle be a reminder that God is not finished with you yet. He's building something beautiful in you. So, the next time you're facing a tough situation, don't say, "This is the end." Say, "This is the beginning of something new, something greater, something powerful." Because with every challenge comes an opportunity to rise higher, to go deeper, and to unleash even more of the power that already lives inside you. Success does not belong to the most talented, the wealthiest, or the ones with the perfect condition. Success belongs to those who refuse to quit. The difference between those who rise and those who fall often comes down to one word: persistence. The determination to keep going when the road is long, when the answers are unclear, when the emotions run low. It's that deep decision in the heart that says, "I will not give up. I may bend, but I won't break. I may fall, but I will rise again." You don't have to be the strongest person in the world to succeed. You only need to be the one who won't stop trying. You don't have to see the whole path, but you do need to take the next step. And when you take that next step in faith, something amazing happens. Strength rises, power awakens, doors begin to open. There's a power inside you that most people never fully use. It's not loud or flashy. It doesn't shout. It's quiet, steady, and unwavering. It is the power of persistence, rooted in purpose and fueled by faith. It's the ability to keep moving forward even when progress is slow. It's the refusal to let delays become denials. It's the choice to trust God's timing even when your own plans fall apart. Because persistence is more than just stubbornness. It's spiritual endurance. It's the belief that what God has placed in your heart will come to pass if you do not faint. There will always be moments when quitting seems easier than continuing, when results don't come fast, when effort goes unnoticed, when prayers feel unanswered. But those are the exact moments when persistence matters most. You see, the breakthrough rarely comes at the beginning. It usually arrives just after the point when most people give up. If you can push past that place, if you can keep believing when it would be easier to stop, you step into a realm where God's strength takes over, where your effort, combined with His power, creates results that no man can deny. Sometimes you have to keep going not because you see the finish line, but because you've committed to the journey. You've planted seeds of faith, and now you have to water them with patience and perseverance. A farmer doesn't see fruit the day after planting. It takes time, care, and trust, and so it is with your dreams, your goals, your calling. Don't pull up your roots just because you haven't seen fruit yet. Stay planted, stay faithful, keep working, keep praying, keep believing. Every person who's achieved something meaningful in life has had to endure seasons of silence, times when it looked like nothing was happening. Times when the world said, "Why are you still trying?" But they kept going, and eventually the harvest came. Your life is no different. You have the same ability to persist, the same ability to stand firm, the same power inside you. It is God, given, and it cannot be taken unless you surrender it. So when it gets hard, don't shrink back. Lean in. When your strength is low, remember that His strength is made perfect in your weakness. When you feel tired, say to yourself, "I am not quitting. I've come too far. I've prayed too long. I've grown too much to stop now." Speak life into your spirit. Encourage yourself in the Lord, and take one more step. Then another and another, because if you keep walking, you will reach your destination. If you stay faithful, you will see the reward. If you stay persistent, you will unlock the power that was in you all along. Each new day is a divine opportunity. It's a fresh page, a new beginning, a sacred chance to walk in the fullness of your power. But too many people wake up defeated before they even begin. They open their eyes already overwhelmed by the weight of yesterday, already discouraged by the thought of what might go wrong. They forget the truth, that they are not alone, that they are not powerless, and that what lies within them is greater than anything that lies ahead of them. The moment your feet touch the ground in the morning, you need to remind yourself, God is with me, His power is in me, I can handle whatever comes, not because I am perfect, not because life is easy, but because I am not facing this day in my own strength. When you rise in the morning with that mindset, something begins to shift. The fear doesn't disappear, but it loses its grip. The worry may still whisper, but it no longer dominates. Because you've made a decision to trust the power that God placed in you, and that power is not weak, it's not fragile, it's not uncertain, it is steady, it is enduring, it is divine, and it's waiting to be used. But it won't move on its own. You have to engage it. You have to call it forward with your faith, activate it with your thoughts, and release it through your words and your actions. Start your day not with dread, but with declaration. Don't just think it, speak it. Say, I am strong in the Lord. I am filled with peace. I am surrounded by favor. I am guided by wisdom. I am covered in grace. These are not just words. They are spiritual tools. They are mental armor. They shape your perspective, and your perspective shapes your performance. When you speak power, you begin to live with power. When you expect strength, you begin to walk in strength. You must make it a habit to live daily with confidence in what's inside you. Don't let your mind wander aimlessly. Train it, focus it, direct it toward what is good, what is true, what is strong. Every day is a battle for your mind. You can either give in to the voices that tell you you're not enough, or you can raise your voice and speak truth louder. You can either drift into defeat, or you can step deliberately into your destiny. And the difference is in what you choose to believe and how you choose to live. Confidence in your power doesn't mean arrogance. It doesn't mean pretending life won't have difficulties. It means knowing that no matter what comes, you are prepared. Not because of who you are alone, but because of who God is in you. The world may try to shake you, but your foundation is firm. The winds may blow, but your roots go deep. You are not built on fear, but on faith. You are not sustained by luck, but by love. You are not trying to be powerful. You already are. All you have to do is live like it. So every morning, every moment, come back to the truth. You have power. You have wisdom. You have peace. You have strength. You have vision. You have everything you need for this day. It's in you right now. Don't bury it. Don't ignore it. Don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. Use it. Speak it. Walk in it. Live in it. Let the world feel it when you enter the room. Let your family see it when you speak love. Let your work reflect it in how you serve. Let your faith release it in how you believe. God placed that power in you for a reason. Don't waste it. Use it. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are not at the mercy of your past, nor are you bound by the limitations others have tried to place on you. You are a child of God, created with purpose, filled with potential, and destined for victory. Within you is a power greater than any obstacle you will ever face. It is the power to rise, to overcome, to create, to heal, to build, and to transform. You don't need to wait for a perfect moment. You don't need someone else to approve you. You don't need more qualifications or a bigger following or a clearer path. Everything you need is already within you, placed there by a loving Creator who has never made a mistake and certainly didn't start with you. You've spent enough time doubting yourself, enough time shrinking to fit into spaces too small for your calling, enough time second, guessing the whispers of your own heart, that voice within you telling you that you were made for more. It's right. That spark that keeps flickering even when life has tried to put it out. That's not imagination. That's divine fire, and now is the time to answer it. No more excuses, no more waiting, no more blaming your past or your pain or the people who couldn't see your worth. It's not about who doubted you. It's about who believed in you, and it starts with you believing in yourself. You have walked through enough to know that you're stronger than you think. You have endured pain and still found a way to love. You have faced disappointment and still chosen to hope. That is not weakness. That is not luck. That is power, and the world doesn't need more people playing small. The world needs people who are bold enough to use the power they've been given. Power to lift others, power to speak truth, power to walk in integrity, power to change the atmosphere when they walk into a room. That is the kind of power that changes families, communities, even generations. But power only works when it's used. You can't bury it under fear. You can't silence it with doubt. You can't lock it away and hope one day to find the key. You must choose, right now, arise, to act, to speak, to give, to lead, to believe, to trust. This is your moment. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to take the next step. And when you do, God meets you there. Grace meets you there. Strength meets you there. Doors open that you couldn't open on your own. Opportunities come that you never planned, not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because you chose to walk in your power, and when you walk in your power, things begin to move. So decide, right here, right now, that you will no longer live like you are powerless, that you will no longer wait for someone to rescue you, validate you, or lead you. Decide that you will lead yourself, that you will move forward even when it's hard, that you will use your voice even when it shakes, that you will live with intention, with vision, with faith. You've been given this life for a reason. Your gifts, your personality, your passions, your struggles, none of them are random. They are part of your calling, and your calling is not something to chase one day when everything feels easy. Your calling begins now with a choice. Choose to believe that the power is already yours. Choose to rise. Choose to act. Choose to live like the person you were born to be. Bold, radiant, unstoppable. The world is waiting for what only you can give. The time is now. The power is yours, so use it boldly, bravely, and without apology. Stand tall, speak faith, and walk forward with unshakable confidence. For with God's power inside you, no obstacle is too great, no dream too distant, and no force on earth can stop a soul determined to rise.